This place is very appropriately called a LitDangal, and I was pretty sure the first time I wear boxing gloves will be for an event of literature. Fantastic. So the moment I entered, Rohan gave me my first punch, and he said, I prefer your art, your visual art to your writing. But welcome to this event where we are going to talk about your writing. And then a little later, and a fellow author told me, I don't really read crime, but all the very best. So quite clearly, I'm happy they're not voting. It's wonderful to be here. My name is Maanas Lal. As you might have guessed, Rohan gave me a very long introduction. I'm a visual artist. I paint, I do photography. I am an author of 2 books, a co-author of 2 books. That is the technical way of putting it, yes. You know, I keep getting corrected because whenever I say author, they correct me to co-author. By the way, does anybody know why the first person on a book cover is known as the author and the second one as the co-author, and both co-authors? I've been asked this question everywhere. But before I do get to that, let's come to the books. I was actually originally thinking of going in reverse chronological order, but let's start with the first book I wrote. It's called Murder in the Bylanes. And since Rohan has already introduced it, it's a very political book. It says life and death in a divided city, and it tells you about Kanpur post the demolition of the Babri Masjid. So you can imagine how political the time was. It's a true story. It's the real life experience of my fellow author Aloke Lal. He was posted there as the DIG of police. And for those of you who know Kanpur, it's a very populous city. People are packed like sardines in a can. And of course, there are a lot of places where there is Hindu-Muslim interface. So there were riots across the city. Thousands of people lost their lives. What happened, how it happened, who were the political players? We have named everybody. And in a time when we are told, naam mat lena, dur raho, as Rohan said, social media pe bhi mat dalo, you'll get all the masala here. So this is a book which was published by Bloomsbury in 2022. I'm very proud to say that it has done very well, and we also have offers for visual adaptation of this book. Let's see if we get one of those. But please read this book for the fact that it talks about a time in our shared history which we can't afford to forget. Because for me, post-independence, the most important landmark in the history of this country is the demolition of Babri Masjid. It pretty much set the tone of what was to come, not just in politics, but in our daily lives. So for anybody who wants to peep into history or our cumulative futures, please do get a copy of Murder in the Bylanes. I come to the next one now. It's called On the Trail of Thugs and Thieves. The cover is done by me. This is my work. So that makes it a lot more personal. I'll borrow from Merena and say, please judge the book by its cover. This book is a compilation of stories of thievery, larceny, burglary. You can use any of these terms. But what it shows you is that how sometimes small crimes lead to much larger exposés. So in this case, it leads to human trafficking rackets. And you know, the one thing about this book, which has been said by a lot of people, is that the book has a feminist lens. So writing about true crime, but managing a feminist lens is something I'm very proud of. And this is not something we did consciously. This is the reader's feedback. So I value it the most. So there are stories of all kinds, from art theft to the theft of intel. A prime minister's rally is about to happen and some security documents go missing. These are all real stories. And 8 stories which I'm sure will keep you hooked. One thing I would love to do from this book actually is read out a poem. Because this glove is very difficult. Huh?
You can remove it. Yeah.
I can?
You can remove
I'll
it.
keep it on. That's
Cool,
the spirit of the competition.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, see, I managed. This poem is called Who Was She? The chapter is also called Who Was She? Who was she? Did we ever see her? Was she ever truly alive? We claim we are no murderers. Then why did we strangulate her dreams? We gave her machismo, not support. We gave her lust, not love. At best, we gave her quiet, never peace. Which of these were we pretending to be? Mother, father, husband, lover, sibling, friend. Did we in all these roles not conspire to make her reel under the weight of her own identity? As fathers, we taught her to gaze at stars in the night, but limited her dreams within the walls of our own mediocrity when day broke. As husbands, we made sure she lost her friends to our insecurities as we guarded our so-called pride. As lovers, we thought our careers mattered more than hers, that her talent was limited within the walls her father built. As mothers, we stood there watching the conspiracy unfold, telling ourselves that we had been through it all. As siblings, we put the blame on her without thinking twice. We inflicted injustice and found ourselves justified. As friends, we never broached family matters. We found diplomacy to be wise. But the winds are changing. She is making them change. She knows love, she knows light, she does not seek support. She just asks for her right. So for all those who are interested in crime and want to read about crime written from a feminist lens, please get a copy of On the Trail of Thugs and Thieves. And since I have 44 seconds on the clock, and Rohan has advised us not to waste any time, thank you, the Booknerds. What a wonderful event. It was wonderful listening to all of you speak. Such a lovely audience. I must also thank Book World, who are the partners here for the book selling. One of the premier book families in this country. I think their history in book selling is a story in itself. And much gratitude to all the readers here. You are the reason we survive. Please keep reading. And also, if I may say so, because I'm carrying one more book, which my father wrote solo, do look out for the Barabanki Narcos later this year on an OTT platform. Thank you, thank you, thank you.